Hey, I'm Joe McNamee. I teach people how to buy and sell real estate for a profit without risking their money or their credit or their reputation. So this deal that we're about to talk about is a two-house deal. This is, and I know you can see only one here right now, but trust me, there'll be a second one coming up. So this is a deal that I coached my daughter through doing. This is my oldest daughter. She was about, I want to say probably about 22 at the time, maybe 23. God, it's hard to imagine it was that long ago. Somewhere right around there, early 20s. But anyway, she's a college graduate. She is a math professor, and she was doing real estate deals in my local area at this time. So there was a 10-acre tract of land with one home on it, which that's this one here, and yes, that's a mobile home. So the land was kind of in a rectangular shape. This one was this home was towards the front of it, so it was on the front 5 acres. Now at first we were going to subdivide this land and put 6 different building sites on it, which would be, you know, obviously just a little over an acre apiece because it's a 10-acre tract of land. Well, the neighbors didn't want us to put houses on like 1.5 or 2 acre tracts. So they were only interested in allowing it to be 5 acre tracts, which meant 2 houses instead of 6. Well, it didn't matter. We were getting it for a cheap price to make money off of it if we didn't rezone it at all. But anyhow, so we rezoned it and set it up for 2 separate building lots at 5 acres apiece. And there's enough room there for an access easement also. So you have to have an access easement to the back one because the front one touches the main road, but the back one doesn't. So the back 5 acres would be landlocked without us having an access easement going to service the back 5. So we set up the easement so that in the future there could be 3 home sites on that 5 acres, and then there's already able to have 3 home sites on the front 5 acres. When whoever buys it, when they want to finish it, it's already sold, but when they want to finish it and actually go back again and try to rezone it again, if they decided they wanted to, they would have that option. Now they'd still have probably the same neighbors to convince, but time and circumstances can change for anyone, and it's a possibility that could happen for them. So there's already a home established on the front 5 acres. So the back 5 acres, the expense is putting in a well, a septic tank, and there's already power ran because it runs right down the property line to catch another house that isn't ours, but it's off to the right. So the only thing that had to be done is come off of the last pole down the right side of the property line to come over for the second 5 acres behind this 5 acres. So everything was going good. My daughter learned that there was a pine. If you notice these pine trees in the background, they're kind of in line or in a decent shape. Well, they're planted. They were planted trees way back when. So they're about I think those are about an 8-year pine. 14 years you can cut them and sell them for pulp. So it was all pine trees on there. So she went in and cleared the pine trees just where the house was going to go, the drive to the house, and then the septic tank and drain field. And so I taught her how to use a 4-wheel drive backhoe to take the trees down. She had a couple of friends there with chainsaws to cut them up a little bit, stack them to do a burn pile. And then there was somebody that came along and took the tree trunks themselves, but she had the stumps to deal with and the limbs and stuff. But anyway, so she did burn piles, got the burn pin, and burned all that up. So then she bought a second home, a mobile home, had it brought in, delivered, set up, septic tank put in, and we decided to save about $4,000 on the well thing by spending $800. So we had the original well spear pulled up and the pump replaced with an upsized pump that makes it possible to have 5 houses on it instead of the one that was in there, which is big enough to handle 2, but we didn't want it to be, you know, not quite adequate enough. So we put in a new pump and a larger storage tank. That's about an $800 price tag there. and then the well is shared between the two properties. So the way that we divided it up is the well is on the, the well is on the front property, this property's land, close to the property line of the other 5 acres, and the power comes from, no, I think I got that backwards. I think the well is on the back 5 acres, and the power comes from the front 5 acres. So there's kind of like an equal sharing of that. There's many different ways it can be done. We have it set up in our agreements that everyone understands that the well is shared by both, and all that kind of stuff. But whoever has the power, they could charge the other one 50% of that power bill of what the well uses if they wanted to. That's up to them. So anyway, that saved us several $1,000s there. So Heather, hit the screen to go to the second one. So wait a minute, that's the first one. I'm sorry, that's the front one. The other one is the back one. And I was wondering why it was so clear. So go back to the back one again. So that's the back one. See, there's no grass here. That was just put in there recently before that picture was taken. That was just done. That's why it's all sandy looking. But go back to the other one now. So that's the one that's on the front 5 acres. Sorry, I got them backwards in my mind. But anyway, the story's still the same. So we sold both properties. Had to go back to the back one again. We sold both properties. So this one here, the lease purchase end buyer built a big shop for his race car, put a nice deck on the front of it, tore the roof off of it and put a tin roof on it, and he's getting ready to fence in the entire yard. He's also going to pave his driveway in and put in a dog pen, a couple of little things, but now they're talking about they want to go ahead and put a pond in, so a stocked pond. So this is all work that he's doing to property that we own. It's his property, but we own it. And soon down the road, we'll convert that deed into his name. But if he decides to not go through with buying. Oh, by the way, inside the mobile home, they tore out the entire kitchen, they tore out all the flooring and repainted the whole place. They put all brand new flooring in, put an entire brand new kitchen in. Now I'm talking about new cabinets, new appliances, everything in there. The whole place is repainted. It's really, really nice. So if he decides to back away, walk away, am I in any danger? Is there any problems here for us? And of course not. I'm getting something that's a whole lot more valuable than what he got when we started. So now this property here, we've had a few different buyers move in and out, but the last couple that moved in, there was a fire that occurred in this home right here. And the fire happened right at this end. That's where you probably can't see it in this picture right here, but right here at this end is where the power pole is. And at that very end of the house, it caught on fire and it burned up into the roof, maybe about an eighth of the way down that roof. And so the guy that's in there, he used to work for me years ago. He is a carpenter. He's done a lot of construction work. I've known him and his wife for probably about 10 years. And he said, listen, what I'd like to do, I'd like to tear the entire roof off, framing and everything, and put a much steeper pitch roof back on it. So we took a look at whether it was more cost effective to do that or just buy another mobile home and put it in there with the insurance money. And it ended up, because he was willing to do the work and provide all the labor without getting paid for labor, so it ended up being cost effective because it's just the material we're buying to change this roof. So now the new roof, I have a picture of it. I'll probably put it out there in a future blog, video blog. But the new roof on there made it to where the house gained 840 square feet upstairs. So it's framed up, dried in, but not finished right this minute. But it hasn't cost us anything for him to do that. The only thing is they're not able to live there while they're doing that. Now, it's cooled down a lot. We're in Georgia. It's cooled down a lot now. It's getting closer to the winter time. Winters are not brutal here, but summers can be, so air conditioning is a big deal, but there's no need for air conditioning now for the next 5 months, 4 months. So once they get a couple more things done in there, we'll have the electrician go in, finish up the wiring that got burned, and then they'll be able to move back in and then work on the house while they're living in the house, which is what they want to do. So this increased the value of that property by, I'd say, at least $35,000, maybe $45,000. And they're not wanting to go anywhere. They like the house and they're wanting to put all their blood, sweat, and tears into it. But if, in the event they walk away, or we hand it over something that's in much better shape, and the answer is yes. Now, if they walk away right now, it would probably take me about maybe $8,000 to $10,000 to finish what they started on it, and that money's well worth spending because we got $60,000 from the insurance company. So that's all in all a sad thing that we turned into an extremely financial advantage. Okay, so there's that story.